One of the hopeful things that I've discovered is that nearly every war that has started in the past 50 years has been a result of media lies. The media could have stopped it if they had searched deep enough. If they hadn't reprinted government propaganda, they could have stopped it. But what does that mean? Well, that means basically populations don't like wars. And populations have to be fooled into wars. Populations don't willingly and with open eyes go into a war. So if we have a good media environment, then we'll also have a peaceful environment. Our number one enemy is ignorance. And I believe that is the number one enemy of everyone, is not understanding what is actually going on in the world. It's only when you start to understand that you can make effective decisions and effective plans. Now, the question is, who is promoting ignorance? Well, those organisations that try to keep things secret, and those organisations which distort true information to make it false, misrepresentative. In this latter category, it is bad media. It really is my opinion that the media in general are so bad, we would have to question whether the world wouldn't be better off without them altogether. There's some very, very fine journalists, and we work with many of them, and some fine media organisations, but the vast majority are awful and are so distortive to how the world actually is. The result is we see wars and we see corrupt governments continue.
Mesdames et messieurs, avec nous, en direct de Kiev, le président ukrainien Volodymyr Zelensky. Je vous remercie. C'est un grand honneur pour moi. Je vous remercie.
Не знаю, чуть больше месяца. Смешанные чувства.
Делать колонну тебя там идет.
Good.
як нам казали, ждіть допомогу. От і все.
Да. Спина есть, но там уже. Давай, я спина, нога. Пятая машина.
Свет видишь?
Вот это давай. Нога только? Да. Спина есть, но там уже. Давай, я
Да.
что случилось?
Раненого его. Я не знаю где, как.
Давно?
Месяца 2-1,5, наверное.
Слушай, ну вот вы сейчас вышли. Что вообще в голове крутится? Что будет дальше?
Но это уже лучше, чем было. Это лучше, чем было.
Слушай,
Возможно.
Что это? Почему говорят люди, что фашисты там сидят? Что-то?
Не слышал я такого.
А как вообще?
Подразделение. Проходи. До конца. Подразделение.
Dans ces véhicules venus de Mariupol, ils sont parmi les derniers combattants sortis de l'usine Azovstal. Affaiblis, marqués par des semaines de siège. Ils arrivent à Olenivka, en territoire contrôlé par les militaires du Kremlin.
Les installations souterraines de l'entreprise où se cachaient les combattants sont passées sous le contrôle total des forces armées russes. Depuis le 16 mai, 2439 nazis du régiment Azov et des troupes ukrainiennes bloquées dans l'usine se sont rendus.
Pour accompagner sa rhétorique autour de ce qu'il appelle la reddition des combattants d'Azovstal, le Kremlin a diffusé ces images. Des groupes d'hommes en tenue de combat émergeant de la Syrie et fouillés par les militaires russes. Plutôt qu'une reddition, l'état-major ukrainien, lui, préfère parler d'échange de prisonniers, même si pour l'heure, Moscou n'a pas encore donné de réponse définitive.
Malgré de lourds combats et l'absence de ravitaillement, nous avons tout le temps insisté sur 3 conditions. Évacuer les civils, les blessés et les cadavres. On a réussi à sauver les civils. Les blessés graves ont reçu de l'aide nécessaire. On a réussi à les évacuer en vue d'un échange ultérieur.
Depuis la fin des combats autour de la dernière poche de résistance et la mainmise totale sur la ville annoncée par les Russes, les images de Mariupol se multiplient. Elles donnent à voir ce que fut la violence des bombardements et des combats qui ont transformé la cité portuaire en un champ de ruines. 95% des bâtiments de la ville seraient détruits d'après les autorités ukrainiennes. Sur les 400 000 habitants qui vivaient ici avant la guerre, 100 000 sont parvenus à fuir quand les autres se trouvaient pris au piège d'un siège long et meurtrier. D'après le gouverneur de la région, au moins 20 000 personnes y ont péri.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Once again, there are attempts to divert the discussion and to move the focus from the subject that we initially raised and to mix together chemical and biological weapons. Colleagues, these are different things. President, you talked about both, but we are talking about specific facts that we have uncovered and in specific documents that indicate that biological laboratories in the Ukraine and working with the United States are carrying out biological programs. We have distributed several hundred documents. There is specific data there, specific cases, specific companies, specific people. If you think this isn't enough evidence, then what is evidence to you? You don't answer our questions, not only within the Security Council. In our statement, we already said that the United States hasn't provided any information or clarifications about the nature of the real aims of its biological activities in Ukraine, including within the preparatory conference for the 9th Review Conference for the BWC in Geneva, which is a specialized forum. You're trying to pretend that nothing serious is happening. But unfortunately, that it is happening. And we want clarifications from you. We've mentioned which mechanisms we might utilize. We won't leave this subject. Your attempt to turn our specific objections to you and our specific questions into a common pathology in talking about Russian propaganda won't work. You'll have to provide specific clarifications about the criminal activity that you're involved in. Thank you.
1er mars 2018, Vladimir Poutine convoque tous les membres du Parlement pour leur présenter le futur de l'armée russe. Missiles hypersoniques à portée illimitée, drones sous-marins, ogives nucléaires de nouvelle génération, des armes invincibles, promet le président.
Il n'y a rien au monde de semblable, chez personne.
Parmi ces armes, Peresvet, une nouvelle génération de lasers ultra puissants. Installé sur un char, ce prototype permettrait de pulvériser un drone en 5 secondes. À l'époque, l'annonce fait peu de bruit. Washington joue même l'indifférence. Mais 4 ans plus tard, Moscou est en guerre contre l'Ukraine et ressort du placard son rayon laser.
Peresvet équipe déjà nos troupes sur le terrain. Il peut aveugler n'importe quel système ennemi de reconnaissance par satellite en orbite jusqu'à 1500 km.
Ces lasers électromagnétiques, prévient le Kremlin, remplaceront bientôt les armes conventionnelles. D'autres puissances militaires tentent de développer des canons laser. Les États-Unis, la France et Israël, qui a même publié en avril cette vidéo montrant un laser pouvant détruire des drones et des roquettes. Mais jusqu'à présent, personne n'a vu une telle arme en action.
Je ne vois pas réellement l'utilisation pragmatique, concrète de ces armes pour plusieurs raisons. Premièrement parce qu'elles coûtent horriblement cher et je ne suis pas du tout certain que ce ne soit pas juste un effet d'annonce. J'y vois aussi une façon de compenser la manière dont les Occidentaux vantent, eux, la parfaite capacité logistique qui fait que désormais les armes qu'ils ont promis aux forces armées ukrainiennes arrivent bien sur le théâtre d'opération.
L'annonce russe, en tout cas, fait sourire Volodymyr Zelensky. Le président ukrainien compare même ces lasers aux armes utilisées par l'Allemagne nazie à la fin de la Seconde Guerre mondiale.
Nous sommes au 3e mois de cette guerre et la Russie essaye de trouver une arme miracle, ce qui montre l'échec complet de sa mission.
Les États-Unis, de leur côté, indiquent n'avoir reçu aucune information pouvant confirmer la présence de ces armes laser sur le terrain en Ukraine.
And there's a reason why people are pouring into the state of Florida. There's a reason why we've led the country in net in-migration. I'm not even asking anybody to come. You know, some governors beg people to come. I love the people we have here. I'm fine. But people they're fleeing a lot of these and not just fleeing other states, they're fleeing from Canada, they're fleeing from other places to be able to come to the state of Florida. And so I realize there may be some people in the state of Florida, not in my party, but some others, politicians, who have a soft spot for dictatorships like in Cuba. They have a soft spot for people like Maduro and Ortega. And I just want people to know that I have contempt for those views because those views do not represent the values of the state of Florida, but particularly the values of the people of South Florida.
The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, anyway. 75.
It's an actual tornado. Hey, video.
I am, but we're about to get ran over by it.
Yeah, our car's getting faster now. Yeah, this is the same insurance claim. You get different stuff, you know.
Beware of dog. What?
Really, Teddy?
Son retour en Espagne fait couler beaucoup d'encre. Après 12 ans d'absence, l'ancien roi Juan Carlos est arrivé jeudi soir en Galice. Une courte visite qui est loin de faire l'unanimité. Il avait abdiqué en 2014 sur fond de scandale avant de quitter le pays en 2020 pour Abu Dhabi après des accusations de malversation. Les charges ont été abandonnées, mais le malaise, lui, demeure.
Je pense qu'il n'aurait pas dû partir. Non seulement à cause de ce qu'il signifie pour ce pays, mais aussi parce qu'il est espagnol.
Il a si bien agi lors de la tentative de coup d'État en 81. Nous devrions lui pardonner tout ce qu'il a pu faire. Je crois que cet individu nocif, malsain et dangereux devrait être tenu responsable de ce qu'il a fait.
Je pense qu'il aurait dû revenir plus tôt pour nous expliquer pourquoi il est parti, car on ne connaît toujours pas les raisons.
La presse espagnole n'est pas tendre avec l'ancien monarque, comme El País, qui met en avant des raisons éthiques pour expliquer le trouble provoqué par son voyage.
Ça devait être une visite privée et discrète, mais le retour du roi Juan Carlos est devenu un événement qui a déclenché des tensions politiques en Espagne au sein de la coalition gouvernementale et de la maison royale elle-même. La plupart des Espagnols comprendraient probablement que lui et Juan Carlos viennent ici discrètement rendre visite à sa famille. Mais il a fait le contraire. Il en a fait un spectacle, pour ainsi dire, en disant « Me voilà, j'ai le droit de venir ». Plus Juan Carlos fait du bruit, plus c'est mauvais pour la monarchie, c'est évident.
Après un week-end en Galice pour assister à une régate, Juan Carlos verra lundi son fils, le roi Felipe VI, à Madrid. Mais pas question de passer une nuit dans la résidence officielle du souverain. Il s'envolera le jour même pour les Émirats arabes unis, désormais son lieu de vie permanent. Il compte bien cependant revenir régulièrement en Espagne pour voir sa famille et ses amis.
Я сейчас оттуда, когда ехал, там дом, она под самый дом наверху уже яма. Там наверху дом еще один есть.
А еще бәрі келатыр мына.
Кет.
Келатыр, тұр.
Кет. Ток. А, Сань! Как? Ток злеп.
Chiffre qu'on regarde, qui est intéressant, que je trouve dans le programme de stabilité de la France, c'est le déficit budgétaire primaire, donc hors paiement des intérêts de la dette, et hors effet de la conjoncture. Là, vraiment, quand on sait vraiment les choix du gouvernement. Et là, je m'aperçois que en 2022, ce déficit, il est à 3,6% du PIB, et qu'à la fin, 5 ans plus tard, il est prévu par le gouvernement à 1%. Une division par plus de 3, qui est absolument drastique. Comment est-ce qu'on fait ça? Vous remontez 2 pages plus loin, et là, vous voyez que dans ce programme de stabilité budgétaire, pour l'éventuel prochain quinquennat d'Emmanuel Macron, vous avez une baisse des dépenses publiques de plus de 3 points de PIB. J'ai regardé les stats de l'INSEE, donne ça depuis les années 60.
75 milliards d'euros, ça fait.
Jamais depuis 1960 où l'INSEE jamais en France on a réussi à baisser de plus de 3 points de PIB.
Mais moi, si je vois ça, j'y crois pas.
Jamais on a respecté non plus un programme transmis à Bruxelles.
Moi, si je vois ça, j'y crois pas.
D'accord, mais ça me donne...
On l'écrit comme d'hab.
Vous pensez ce que vous voulez, mais ça donne une orientation politique. Quelle est l'orientation politique de l'éventuel prochain ministre des Finances pour la France? C'est une réduction drastique de plus de 3 points de PIB des dépenses publiques. Comment ils font ça? 85% de cette baisse, elle s'explique comment? Vous avez un petit bout qui concerne l'investissement public, qui en pourcentage du PIB va baisser, alors quand le gouvernement nous dit on va faire sur la transition écologique, sur la transition numérique, déjà qui sont incompatibles entre elles, bon, passons, mais quand on va mettre beaucoup d'argent, non, en pourcentage du PIB, l'investissement public va croître moins vite que le PIB sur les 5 ans qui viennent. Le deuxième, c'est la réduction du nombre de fonctionnaires, et le troisième, et c'est le plus gros, c'est la baisse des dépenses sociales. Donc la réforme des retraites, et peut-être d'éventuelles encore réformes de l'assurance chômage pour pas donner de l'argent à tous ces feignants de chômeurs. Peut-être que ça aussi c'est en filigrane. En tout cas, voilà le programme budgétaire post-2022 de l'austérité, mais comme on n'en a jamais connu et jamais réussi, vous avez raison de le dire tous les trois, en France depuis les années 60, en tapant sur les fonctionnaires, sur l'investissement public et sur les dépenses sociales. Voilà ce qui m'inquiète.
Je ne sais pas quel avenir en fait assurer à ma fille plus tard. Si dans 15-20 ans, elle me demande des grandes études, je lui dis quoi? Bah non, je peux pas parce que j'ai pas les moyens. Tu veux être avocate, tu veux être médecin, je peux pas te le payer, c'est pas possible.
J'ai travaillé toute ma vie, je vais avoir 1000 € de retraite. C'est impossible de vivre avec 1000 €. Quand on a un loyer à payer, l'essence, la voiture, tout, c'est impossible de payer. Il faut que M. Macron fasse quelque chose, il nous écoute au moins. Si il nous écoute, on arrêtera tout. Mais il faut qu'au moins il nous aide.
On en a marre. Ils veulent quoi? Que la violence? C'est la violence qui va arriver après s'ils ne comprennent pas.
Bonjour. Merci d'avoir choisi RMC pour venir témoigner ce matin. Vous avez 19 ans, vous êtes électricien, sans antécédents, sans casier judiciaire. Vous habitez en région parisienne. Et dans la nuit du 9 au 10 mai dernier, vous dites avoir été torturé en garde à vue par des policiers. Vous avez été interpellé sur un parking de la commune d'Athis-Mons, c'est dans le département de l'Essonne. Vous passiez la soirée sur ce parking avec 2 de vos amis. Vous consommiez de l'alcool, vous le racontez, vous étiez dans la voiture. Et à ce moment-là, vous êtes contrôlé, puis interpellé par 3 policiers. L'interpellation dégénère. À ce moment-là, vous dites d'ailleurs avoir été déjà frappé. Vous êtes emmené ensuite au commissariat de Juvisy-sur-Orge. Et c'est dans ce commissariat que ça bascule encore davantage. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé, Maïline?
Arrivé au commissariat, au lieu de me mettre sur le banc des gardes à vue, ce qu'ils font normalement, au début, ils m'ont laissé dans le couloir. Du coup, j'étais assis par terre. Ensuite, ils m'ont ramené une chaise. Ils m'ont dit de m'asseoir sur la chaise. J'étais menotté jusqu'au sang. Je sentais plus du tout mes mains. Et pendant une bonne 25 minutes, c'était que des coups, des moqueries. Ils m'ont déshabillé. Ils m'ont déshabillé complètement, sans m'enlever les menottes. Du coup, mon gilet était sur mes mains derrière. Et c'était des coups.
Vous aviez combien d'hommes face à vous?
Il y avait à peu près 5 hommes, une femme.
Oui.
Il y avait une femme.
Donc 6 policiers en tout.
Ouais, 6 policiers. Après, il devait en avoir 1 ou 2 qui faisaient des va-et-vient. Mais ouais, c'était surtout 3 policiers qui me mettaient des coups sans arrêt. Sans arrêt.
Jusqu'à ce que vous saigniez?
Je saignais de la bouche, je crachais beaucoup de sang par terre. Et si j'avais le malheur en crachant le sang de leurs coups par terre et que ça touche leurs bottes, bah, c'était encore des coups. Et c'était vraiment sans arrêt, c'était humiliant.
Vous vous êtes plaint, vous le disiez, vous vous exprimiez, vous criez?
Oui, je hurlais de douleur, je sentais plus du tout mes mains, vraiment. Les coups au visage, c'était sans cesse. Et j'ai dû recevoir une bonne 40aine de coups au visage. J'ai des ouvertures dans la bouche, j'entends plus de l'oreille gauche. J'ai un hématome au tympan. Et c'était que des moqueries. Il y a des coups de taser dans le bras, un dans le cou. Son collègue lui a même dit en parlant de moi, vas-y, tase-lui les parties intimes, sans utiliser leur langage.
Ils l'ont fait ou ils l'ont pas fait?
Ils l'ont pas fait parce que je me suis protégé justement et j'étais collé au mur et j'ai mis ma jambe l'une sur l'autre.
Maïdine, on vous sent encore très marqué aujourd'hui. Ça s'est passé dans la nuit du 9 au 10 mai. Et je peux le dire aussi pour ceux qui nous écoutent à la radio sans voir forcément votre visage sur RMC Story. Qu'on le sent, vous êtes marqué physiquement. Vous êtes arrivé avec votre mère, je vous ai vu arriver. Vous êtes encore très marqué, douloureusement, mais aussi psychologiquement. On vous sent craintif. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé ensuite? Vous vous plaignez, vous êtes dans ce couloir, vos 2 camarades, eux, n'ont rien subi, ils étaient à l'écart, c'est vraiment sur vous qu'ils se sont acharnés?
Au commissariat, oui, c'était que sur moi, mais lors de l'interpellation, il y a un de mes amis aussi qui a été frappé, avec un témoin qui l'a vu.
Le TikTok, ça y est, Jeannot est parti. C'est fini. On connaît le visage et le nom de la nouvelle première ministre. Et j'ai dit la nouvelle première ministre puisque c'est une femme. Emmanuel Macron a décidé de nommer Elisabeth Borne, ancienne ministre du Travail, qui a été directeur de la stratégie de la SNCF dans les années 2000, qui a bossé pour le groupe Eiffage. Enfin, Manu, il aime bien les hauts fonctionnaires. C'est-à-dire qu'en termes de modernité féminine, je m'attendais peut-être à autre chose. Là, ça me ravive mes mauvais souvenirs de, tu sais, quand t'es en 5e dans ta prof de maths, tu vois. Et je me dis, oh putain, elle va m'en mettre une. Non, je n'attaque pas le physique, ça n'est pas bien, c'est pas vrai, mais c'est vrai que... Ok, premier pas, une femme Premier ministre. Mais il y avait peut-être... Ok, c'est bon, j'arrête. Juste quand même préciser que Emmanuel Macron l'a nommée en disant qu'elle n'avait pas de casserole. C'est-à-dire qu'il est entouré tellement de gens qui ont des casseroles au huc que le gars, il les prend quand il est sûr qu'il n'y a pas de casserole, tu vois. J'ai le droit de faire la vanne pourrie. Faut pas dépasser les bornes. Désolé Zaza, tu vas pas rester là longtemps. Au mois de juin, il y a les législatives. De toute façon, tu vas sauter, hein. Alors c'est beau de dire on a mis une femme, mais peut-être que dans un mois, ce sera un homme le Premier ministre. Encore un petit coup de com', Manu? C'est un conseil de McKinsey, je ne sais pas. Elisabeth Borne, Première ministre, ça vient de sortir. Je veux savoir ce que vous en pensez en commentaire.
La pérennité de notre système de retraite par répartition et le rendre plus juste est un enjeu majeur pour notre pays. Comment peut-on notamment défendre un système éclaté en 42 régimes, ce qui est source d'inéquité?
Nous avons le système de retraite le plus efficace au monde. C'est-à-dire que nous avons le taux de pauvreté des retraités le plus faible au monde. Nous avons le taux de remplacement des salaires par les pensions de retraite le plus élevé au monde. Et nous avons une retraite qui joue un rôle d'assurance sociale. C'est-à-dire que les bas salaires ont un taux de remplacement plus élevé que les hauts salaires. Donc ça fonctionne mieux que dans d'autres pays.
Comment peut-on défendre un système qui pénalise autant les carrières hachées et les temps partiels souvent subis? Je pense ici particulièrement au parcours professionnel des femmes.
La retraite à points qui a été appliquée en Suède, 90% des femmes ont vu leur pension de retraite diminuer. Parce qu'au début, on nous disait c'est la retraite à points à la suédoise. En Suède, la retraite à points, 90% des femmes ont vu leur pension diminuer. Elles ont dû compenser ça avec des assurances privées, de la capitalisation.
Comment peut-on ignorer les déséquilibres structurels de notre système de retraite? La question du financement, qui n'a pas l'air de vous intéresser, est pourtant fondamentale pour assurer la pérennité de notre régime de retraite par répartition. Un déficit supplémentaire de 100 milliards d'euros sur les 10 prochaines années.
Lionel Jospin, qui avait mis en place un fonds de réserve pour les retraites. Ce fonds de réserve, il est doté de plus de 30 milliards.
35, je dirais même.
Voilà.
Ouais.
D'autre part, les systèmes de retraite complémentaires ont eux aussi des fonds de réserve. Et le président du Conseil d'orientation des retraites nous dit, ces fonds de réserve, leur total, c'est 116 milliards d'euros. Au bas mot, on a 150 milliards de réserves pour les retraites. Je suis désolé de décevoir tout le monde, mais en fait, il n'y a pas de problème de financement des retraites.
C'est pour cette raison que nous devrons travailler un peu plus longtemps dans les années qui viennent.
On a 5 millions de chômeurs et on va faire travailler des gens plus longtemps alors qu'il y a 5 millions de personnes avant crise, qui demandent de travailler. Ça, c'est quand même une question à poser.
C'est pour toutes ces raisons qu'une réforme des retraites est nécessaire.
Cette réforme des retraites est conditionnée qu'à une seule chose, c'est faire des économies. On a envoyé notre note à l'Europe pour le programme de stabilité pour toucher notamment le plan de relance. On a mis dans la balance la réforme de l'assurance chômage, la réforme des retraites. Donc là, il est obligé de faire un semblant de s'agiter un petit peu, sinon on va se faire taper sur les doigts par l'Europe, c'est-à-dire par l'Allemagne, quoi.
Alliance between the Republic of Korea and the United States of America is a linchpin of peace, stability, and prosperity for a region of the world that we seek. So thank you all very much, and President Yoon, thank you for everything you've done so far. Appreciate it.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the bitches, slapping the hoes. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckleheads out there, cold shooting some hoops. A car pulls up, who can it be? A fresh El Camino rolling Kilo G. He rolled down his window and he started to say, it's all about making that GTA. Cause the boys in the hood are always hard. You come talking that trash, we'll pull your car. Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, cause I ain't said shit.
А так он лежит на земле, даже течение с этой стороны нет. Все течение туда бежит. А вот потому чуть-чуть осталось ему, воды не хватает. Смотрите, воды там даже меньше, чем эти руки.
Мы, Товарищ полковник, космический аппарат «Космос 2556» выведен на целевую орбиту. Доклад закончен.
Liberty Lifter will demonstrate a leap in aircraft capability by designing, building, floating, and flying a long-range, low-cost X-plane capable of seaborne strategic and tactical lift. By combining an innovative configuration, emerging technologies, and novel manufacturing techniques, DARPA plans on demonstrating an affordable and compelling mission capability for the Liberty ship of the 21st century. Liberty Lifter's unique design offers fast, flexible, and survivable strategic lift that is independent of fixed airfields and ports. Like previous large wing and ground effect designs, Liberty Lifter will be capable of extended operations at extremely low altitude, taking advantage of a phenomenon known as ground effect. The benefits of flying this low include a dramatic increase in range and payload. Unlike previous ground effect vehicles, Liberty Lifter will be capable of surface and flying operations in high sea states, while also being able to sustain flight at altitudes up to 10,000 feet. Finally, the Liberty Lifter program will demonstrate low-cost design and construction methods, more closely aligned to shipbuilding methods, enabling a buy by the ton, not by the pound philosophy.
这艘名为珠海云的科考船总长88.5米，行宽14米，行深6.1米，设计排水量约2000吨，最大航速18节。与普通科考船不同的是，该船拥有宽敞的甲板，可以搭载转运、布放以及回收多种类的批量化的空海前无人系统装备。
在我身后就是全球第一艘的具有最多的智能符号的智能船，它可以搭载50多条不同的无人系统，包括无人艇、无人机和水下潜器，实行一个组网的立体的海洋的观测。有了这条船，我们可以做很多以前传统的手段，要不就完全不能做，或者是做起来效率特别低的一些科学问题和应用问题。
这条船在硬件上配备了专用于无人系统的布放、通讯、遥控、保障等设备设施，在软件上增加了无人系统跨域协同作业的指挥系统。无人化和智能化使在恶劣、危险等极端条件下进行科考任务成为可能。
据介绍，该船的智能系统可以实现船舶在开阔水域的自主航行，在复杂水域的远程遥控驾驶，让船舶运行更安全可靠，操作更方便高效。据了解，其所携带的动力系统、推进系统、智能系统、调查作业支持系统等均为中国制造，核心技术完全自主可控。
拍了没有？拍了，拍了，视频开始拍了。
哎，好，看好啊，还是这根啊，还是这一根。好了啊。好，一条杠啊，看到了没有？一条杠，好吧，放心了啊。这么多，
抖音。
好难。这大过年还提前过年了，你还乐？
过不了年了。
哎呀，
不来了。
哎呀，行啊，外面过年去了。
开始出发，整个的邻居、大邻居、小邻居，整个出发，一家不留，全出发了，都开始出发。
The Chinese regime recently adopted a digital system to decide whether a citizen can go out or be quarantined forcibly. At security checkpoints, officers scan a QR code that is installed onto smartphones. With a scan of the phone, authorities know the cell phone user's travel history and health data. A man from Hubei, the epicenter of China's outbreak, tried to return to his workplace in the city of Shaoxing, Zhejiang province. His QR code indicates that he is not allowed to travel freely. Thus, he and his child must go to a local quarantine center. The worker protested that the system was too draconian.
我现在有2点不明白，我要问越城区政府。第一点，为什么你们不认可我们湖北的健康码？全国都认可湖北健康码，为什么越城区政府不认？第二点，同样是一起来的，为什么就是说绿码是健康的，红码就不健康，必须要关起来，绿码的可以换行？如果说红码是不健康的，那么红码跟绿码是不是也是密切接触者？他们是不是也存在危险？为什么只认码不搞核酸检测？核酸检测是科学的，为什么只认这个码？这个码只是说大概的作为参考，为什么你们越城区只认码不认其他的？红码跟绿码在一块，红码就关起来就是有危险，绿码的就换行。如果说他们本身就是在一起的，有密切接触者。如果说绿码出去发病了。
A green QR code means you are allowed to travel freely. A yellow one means you must be quarantined for 7 days, while a red one means a mandatory 14-day quarantine.
投食的过来了啊！他来了，他来了。我操，就这样的伙食。
个人，多注意点事。他妈的，搞得搞到我这里来了。
看还有个人在拍，看还有个人在拍。
滚！
我看。
别再说，终于能拆。妈了个逼！我他妈的，我他妈不是哪里？就他妈逼就出3个多事体。滚！你想找家不必找人。别来这，我他妈拆你反。娘的！别打我！别打我！你打我！你打呀！他妈的打死我就好。他妈的就有一个人打不住我打死你！妈的！你打！别打我！他妈的！滚！操你妈的！
他们在吵啥？刚才好像说不要吃臭豆腐，要吃。他们在吵吃臭豆腐。
Пиздец, на.
For the first time in over 50 years, Congress held a hearing on UFOs. Two top U.S. defense intelligence officials said on Tuesday the Pentagon is committed to determining the origins of what the government calls unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, and said they would follow the data wherever it leads them.
We have our questions. We want to know what's out there as much as you want to know what's out there.
The two officials, Ronald Moultrie and Scott Bray, appeared before a House Intelligence Subcommittee 11 months after a report documenting more than 140 cases of UAPs that U.S. military pilots have reported observing since 2004. Officials on Tuesday showed two examples of such encounters. In one, flying, glowing triangles filled the sky. After analysis, Bray said it was determined they were just drones.
And we're now reasonably confident that these triangles correlate to unmanned aerial systems in the area. The triangular appearance is a result of light passing through the night vision goggles and then being recorded by an SLR camera.
The second video of an orb quickly flashing across the screen was an instance of a sighting that U.S. officials can't explain.
I do not have an explanation for what this specific object is. When I say unexplained, I mean everything from too little data to the data that we have doesn't point us towards an explanation, but we'll go wherever the data takes us. Again, we've made no assumptions about what this is or isn't.
Last year's report and Tuesday's hearing marked a turning point for the U.S. government after decades spent deflecting, debunking, and discrediting observations of unidentified flying objects and so-called flying saucers dating back to the 1940s. But beyond the science fiction implications, officials expressed concern over possible air safety and national security threats, especially if these phenomena were evidence of superior technology among foreign adversaries. But according to the report, further data and analysis were needed.
Check this out. From the ISS, we've got two silver flying saucers. I'm going to do a zoom in a second, and you'll see these perfect. There's no excuse for what these are. They're not the SpaceX, it's not the Blue Dragon, it's not Snapdragon, it's not bloody, I don't know, dragons blowing flyers. It's a flying saucer. It shouldn't be there. It's not NASA's, it's not JAXA's, it's not ESA, it's not SpaceX, it's none of them. Look, we don't possess that technology. Especially for one to go and then another to set off straight away. It just doesn't happen. We don't have that. We do them one at a time and then we go sideways, not straight up. What do you think these are, guys? I would love to hear. Well, I think the flying saucer, I think the silver flying saucer. There we go. Classic share. Let us know. Like and subscribe. Cheers, guys.
Après son arrimage, vendredi, Starliner a pu délivrer son ravitaillement à la Station spatiale internationale. À 400 km au-dessus de nos têtes, la capsule inhabitée de Boeing s'est accrochée à l'ISS pour 5 jours et sans problème. Un succès enfin pour Boeing, après 2 échecs en 2019 et 2021. Un succès qui arrive malgré tout bien après celui de SpaceX, qui transporte déjà des astronautes pour la NASA depuis 2020. Les astronautes à bord de l'ISS ont apprécié les 230 kilos de ravitaillement, dont de la nourriture. Après ce test à vide, un deuxième sera effectué, avec cette fois des astronautes, sans doute d'ici la fin de l'année.
حمله به بسیج بابایی شلیک مامورا
Awesome! A leading Sudanese politician was arrested on Thursday as protests against a military coup raged for a 7th month. Tear gas filled the streets in the capital Khartoum as demonstrators marched amid a heavy security deployment. Protester Fatih said the oppression is irresponsible and not right.
The Sudanese people are in charge of their nationalist agenda and will resist even if half of us died.
Major protests like this, organised by so-called resistance committees, have been held since the October 25th coup. Sudan's military says the takeover was a necessary corrective measure. Resistance Committee spokesman Ahmed Esmat said they had been met with tear gas, rubber bullets and sound bombs, and in some cases, live ammunition. He added that security forces were attacking protests at meeting points before they had started to move. What he described as going back to the old tactics used by former President Omar al-Bashir. October's coup effectively ended a power-sharing agreement between the generals who ousted Bashir and the political parties that opposed him. On Thursday, one of those parties, the Sudanese Communist Party, said its leader Mohamed Mukhtar al-Khatib was arrested. The party, which has been the most hardline against the coup, said the detention followed al-Khatib's visit to South Sudan's capital Juba, where he met with leading Sudanese rebels.
Los universitarios bloquearon la vía ubicada frente al campus, por lo que cerca de 200 agentes antidisturbios se hicieron presentes para despejarla con gases lacrimógenos. Algunos estudiantes resistieron y se enfrentaron a la fuerza pública, lanzándoles piedras, canicas y otros objetos contundentes. Los jóvenes acabaron replegados dentro de la universidad, que fue rodeada por las unidades de control de multitudes. Hasta el momento no existe un reporte oficial de heridos ni detenidos. Respecto a las razones de la protesta, cabe recordar que por primera vez en casi una década, la gasolina y el diésel se venden en Panamá por encima de $1 por litro. Una situación que se le adjudica a la invasión de Rusia a Ucrania. Entre tanto, en cuanto al tema de la inseguridad, los estudiantes hicieron énfasis en la amenaza que sufren sus compañeras, quienes viven el temor diario de salir de sus casas y encontrarse con todo tipo de peligros.
Like I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna hold you, like I'm saying goodbye, wherever we're standing.
Tem que ter melhoria, tem que ter melhoria, empresa de merda, meu. Ele tá revoltado, revoltado.
saja. Jangan sepenuhnya saja.
有机会可能太等着，甚至装赢了什么冷笑特，评价谁的理由如何？只敢跟我背上我的去交流的，却那个独自去觅一个，强不能测，谁是强者？谁在运动武林的资格？有机会可能太等着，甚至装赢了什么冷笑特，评价谁的理由如何？只敢跟我背上我的去较量的，却那个独自去觅一个，强不难测，谁最强者？谁？
bad. I gotta get the fuck out of here. Oh no!
It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The insurance companies to know that the medicines that patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
Les gens en ont marre de parler de cette pandémie, mais malheureusement, on doit leur rappeler que ce n'est pas fini. C'est ce que déclare Bill Gates à la télévision américaine. Benoît Galeret, alors que les États-Unis viennent de franchir la barre du million de décès dus au Covid. Ce grand défenseur des vaccins, Bill Gates, enflamme les réseaux sociaux en déclarant que les plus âgés devraient se faire piquer tous les 6 mois et sans doute à vie.
Bill Gates, ce n'est pas un détail, qui est lui-même infecté depuis 5 jours. Lui qui défend bec et ongle la piqûre depuis le début de la pandémie a tweeté le 11 mai, testé positif au Covid, j'éprouve de légers symptômes et je suis les conseils des experts en m'isolant jusqu'à ce que je sois à nouveau en bonne santé. Bon bah comme beaucoup, sauf que là c'est un comble parce que le multimillionnaire de 66 ans affiche 2 vaccins, 2 boosters, 4 piqûres en tout, donc reste le plus gros contributeur privé à l'OMS, l'Organisation mondiale de la santé, bref le plus grand défenseur et financeur des vaccins. On parle tout de même de 1,750 milliard de dollars dépensés par sa fondation depuis le début de cette pandémie. En toute logique, Gates est donc devenu la cible favorite des anti-vax sur le web qui se déchaînent en apprenant ça. Bah voilà, t'es malade, c'est bien la preuve que ton vaccin ne sert à rien. Au contraire, répond sur CNN le fondateur de Microsoft, faut répéter, hein. Certes, ces cocktails qu'on nous injecte ne sont pas encore parfaits, mais ils nous empêchent quand même de mourir de ce virus, ce n'est pas rien. Et puisqu'on nous n'aurons pas de meilleur tout de suite, pas avant des années en tout cas, c'est Bill Gates qui le dit, hein, le seul moyen de rester dans cette situation, d'atteindre la fameuse immunité globale, de résister aux prochaines vagues qui vont forcément arriver, c'est de multiplier ces piqûres.
You know, for people over, 50 or 60,
they'll probably have to be boosted every 6 months until we get even better vaccines. They might even make that shorter for people who are, say 60 or over 70, where the duration seems to be a bit lower. So we're in for ongoing vaccination to stay absolutely safe.
Alors, c'est ce qui fait polémique. Hein. La vaccination continue, ça fait bondir les complotistes. Hein.
Oui, alors, il nous parle de chiffres qui prouvent en effet ces derniers temps qu'au bout de 3 mois, la défense chute et qu'il faudrait donc un rappel tous les 6 mois. Eh ben, c'est ce que dénonce depuis le début une sorte d'abonnement au vaccin. C'est ce que dénoncent depuis le début les internautes persuadés qu'on veut nous inoculer ce produit coûteux et dangereux ad vitam aeternam. Et ils tiennent là la preuve que le plan machiavélique qu'il dénonçait est en train de se réaliser sous nos yeux. Pour certains, c'est juste une histoire de gros sous pour vendre des vaccins. Pour d'autres, c'est carrément un nouvel ordre mondial téléguidé par Bill Gates et une poignée d'autres reptiliens, Illuminati, francs-maçons, pédophiles, amateurs de pizza à l'ananas. Les pires, Gates qui aurait même créé lui-même le virus pour injecter la 5G, souvenez-vous, et des nanoparticules qui lui permettraient de géolocaliser tous les gens. Ne riez pas, ces théories circulent toujours, reboosté même par les dernières déclarations de Bill Gates, qui dit qu'il pourrait presque en sourire, lui ça le ferait marrer, sauf que y a un mais, écoutez.
We've given billions for vaccines and saved millions of lives. If you just kind of invert that and say, no, we're trying to make money from vaccines and not trying to save lives, that's a popular conspiracy theory. The one about tracking people, I don't know why they think I'm interested in knowing people's locations. That one I still have to laugh at, but if it's holding people back from getting vaccinated, then that's tragic.
On sait en effet que nombre d'Américains sont perméables à ces théories du complot qui circulent en ligne.
En France aussi, partout dans le monde, mais aux États-Unis, c'est vrai que les chiffres, les compteurs en ligne sont plus impressionnants forcément. D'aucuns objectent que Bill Gates, il n'est pas plus crédible que n'importe quel youtubeur qui s'exprime sur le sujet. Il est ni médecin, ni expert des questions de santé. Les seuls virus qu'il connaît, ils sont informatiques. Celui qui fut quand même l'homme le plus riche du monde rétorque qu'il s'est quand même beaucoup renseigné sur le sujet auprès des plus grands spécialistes. Il sort même, juste là en ce moment, ce livre « Comment éviter la prochaine pandémie ». Bon, il nous avait déjà publié « Comment éviter le réchauffement climatique ». Il n'a pas forcément toutes les solutions, mais au milieu de ce bras de fer entre gens qui veulent pas changer d'avis, les pros et les anti-vax, la vie, elle, reste plein d'ironie, puisque c'est donc en faisant la tournée promotionnelle de ce livre anti-Covid que Bill Gates l'a attrapé.
I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long, the future is coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long, the future is coming on. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing cause I'm counting no A's. Nah, I couldn't be there. Nah, you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm under each snare. Intangible, bet you didn't think so I command you to. Panoramic view, look, I'll make it all manageable. Pick and choose, sit and lose, all you different crews. Chicks and dudes who you think is really
Mrs. Hoffman, do you know what our next assignment's due? Nah, dude. They don't use that. It's Mix Hoffman, remember? Oh yeah, my bad. I always forget she doesn't use that. You did it again. Their pronouns are they, them, not she, her. Oh. Mix Hoffman, I'm really sorry. My bad. These interactions that my students had this year in regards to my gender identity really just showcased like how empathetic and supportive they are. Everyone is messed up. I mean, just those gentle reminders were really key. I also feel really silly that I was even worried about it. Like all year, I was just not correcting folks because I just didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So those worries all went away when I started seeing my students call each other in. And, you know, that empathy was shown.
I'm a teacher in a very conservative state, and so sometimes students ask me, why do I have that pride flag? And to me, that's the most important part of my classroom. I'm not LGBTQ, I'm totally straight, married to a man, but I need my students to know that they are safe and they are loved here without making a big deal about it, without having like a big conversation. So by having just that teeny little flag at the front of my room, I can communicate to them that I support them and that this is a safe place for them where they can focus on learning. And that means everything to me. And if a student has a problem with it, then they can find a different teacher.
Okay, hold on. You love it and you want it and you picked it out, but you don't want it for school. Can you tell me why?
Because last time I wore a dress to school, everybody called me a girl.
Oh. Well, what did we learn from My Shadow is Pink?
Even when you wear a dress, you're not a girl.
What makes a shirt for a boy or a girl?
Nothing.
So do you want this? You picked it out.
I do want it.
You want to wear it all the time at home, but not at school, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I don't want to get made fun of, and that's what they always do when I wear pink stuff.
I'm sorry,
but
baby.
Not when I do it only on special occasions.
What makes you like dresses so much?
I just like dresses.
Hi friends, my name is Reed and I use he, per pronouns. And so I thought I'd share a little bit about how pers pronouns work. So per is a neo-pronoun that comes from the word person, which is why I really like him. The objective form of per is per, the subjective is per, possessive adjective and the possessive pronoun is pers, and the reflective is per self. So my dog uses she, her pronouns, and she's not here right now. But if she was, this is how I would introduce Rosie to you if she uses pers pronouns. So I would say, hi everyone, meet Rosie. Per asked me to introduce Per to you since Per can't do it per self. Right now, Per is on my bed because Per thinks it's pers. Does that help? I hope it helps. So let me know if you want any other explanation and on pers pronouns, and I'll do my best. Thank you so much for this question. I really appreciate it. And yeah, and I use he, per pronouns interchangeably. So yeah. So you would say, hey, have you met Reed? He's really nice. I really like being friends with Per.
I have never and I will never use the word transspecies because transspecies people don't exist. That ain't a fucking thing. Therians are not transspecies. We are not transitioning to another species. It is a spiritual identity where we believe that at heart or in a past life, we were an animal. We do not transition. We don't believe that we're actually that animal. We believe that spiritually we are, and we do experience dysphoria and euphoria. That's why it's comparable. As a trans-therian, it is to an extent comparable. We just do not transition, but our identities are still valid and should be respected. Also, a fuck ton of people, myself included, have genders that align with animals because we're non-binary. Like, I'm Catix, for an example. I have a gender that strongly relates to cats. We exist.
Have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. How did our eyes get so red? And what the hell is on Joey's head? This is where I grew up. I think the president owner fixed it up. I never knew we ever went without. The second floor is hot for sneaking out.
This is the sleaziest thing that I've seen, certainly in politics.
My son has not made money in terms of this thing about, what are you talking about? China. I have not had, the only guy made money from China is this guy. He's the only one. Nobody else has made money from China.
And just lay out your reporting here, because this is very, very bad for the president's son.
It is, and it's an investigation, as you pointed out, going back to 2018, and right now, prosecutors in Delaware are focusing on a number of things, including whether Hunter Biden and some of his business associates violated laws, including tax and money laundering laws and foreign lobbying laws. A lot of this has to do with Hunter Biden's time working with this company called Burisma, an energy company in Ukraine. He was getting paid as much as $50,000 a month for that company during a time that Joe Biden, his father, was vice president, was in charge of handling Ukraine issues for the Obama administration. And that, of course, raised questions of a conflict.
Hunter could be on the verge of being indicted for tax fraud and maybe money laundering and illegal lobbying. 2 weeks ago, the New York Times admitted that Hunter's laptop was in fact real. This came after the media spent over a year spinning the laptop as Russia disinformation. The Washington Post, at the time, even called the thing the Hunter Biden non-scandal. But it looks like things are changing. Today, in a bombshell release, the Washington Post joined the New York Times in authenticating Hunter's laptop. Not only did they acknowledge the laptop from hell is real, but they confirmed what we've been saying all along. The Biden family, Joe's son and Joe's brother, were raking in millions of dollars from Chinese tycoons tied to China's military and tied to the Chinese Communist Party, confirming they were paid almost $5 million by a Chinese energy conglomerate, CEFC, that was acting as the arm of China's Belt and Road Initiative, an insidious and corrupt thrust into the world and a threat to U.S. national security, proving that dirty Chinese money went directly into bank accounts owned by Hunter and Joe's brother, James Biden.
If you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years. You get no probation. You get nothing other than 5 years in jail. Judge doesn't have a choice. Under our forfeiture statutes, you can, the government can, take everything you own, everything from your car to your house, your bank account, not merely what they confiscate in terms of the dollars from the transaction that you've just got caught engaging in. They can take everything. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society. They are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street.
My father to tell me that the New York Times is calling, but my old partner Eric, who literally has done me harm for I don't know how long, is the one taking the calls because my father will not stop sending the calls to Eric. I have another New York Times reporter calling about my representation of the, literally, Dr. Patrick Coe, the fucking spy chief of China, who started the company that my partner, who was worth $323 billion, founded, and is now missing. The richest man in the world is missing, who was my partner. He was missing since I last saw him in his $58 million apartment and signed a $4 billion deal to build the fucking largest fucking LNG port in the world. And I am receiving calls from the Southern District of New York, from the U.S. Attorney himself. My best friend in business, Devin, has named me as a witness without telling me in a criminal case, and my father without telling me.
Well, I think we should discuss that while you're there,
okay,
yeah.
But why did you call me at 9 o'clock in the morning to tell me that? On the morning that the Marine Dowd article comes out?
I didn't know about Marine Dowd.
Well, you did before you started talking to me,
You
Hallie.
wouldn't attack me, that you would be a bit more humble.
I did
but
not
I was
attack
wrong,
you.
and it pissed me off.
I didn't attack you.
Okay, you said I'm going to use against you.
No,
Okay.
I said to
and
you,
then
Hallie,
you said I haven't
I
been
don't want to
supportive.
give you information
You didn't
about
notice
this
I was being
program
supportive.
because
Okay.
I'm afraid that you'll use it against me as not being enough.
I can't keep talking. We're going to go round and round in
I'm
circles.
not arguing, Hallie. I'm asking you.
Okay, I don't know. I think we should schedule a visit and we'll talk with the therapist. I'm not going to continue to argue, and I don't want to talk and make things worse. Hello?
Yeah.
From D.C.
No, that's Marion
Marion
Barry. Marion Barry. You know what? I actually smoked crack with Marion Barry. I swear to God.
Jesus.
I was in Georgetown, and he used to go to a place right next to the guards, and I was a sophomore, I guess. It was a junior when that happened, but he used to come there and drink like late, and I would be in there. and you go to the bathroom. But anyway, you would do. I'd help you. I promise.
Just help me get it.
Okay,
Please.
I'll help you. I'll help you through your way.
No,
if you
help you get it from me. No, I'm not gonna have you help me through.
Why?
Okay, because I don't want that. I'm not doing that.
You're not doing what?
I'm not gonna have you help me through. I don't know, but I will figure it out.
Honey,
and I'll tell you afterwards if you'd like.
You're trying to tell me. So tell me, and I'll help you.
I don't want you to help me.
I do not want. Do you not know that I'm always on your side?
Okay.
Always.
Then just get it.
Always.
Please.
What?
Please.
Honey,
Please just get it.
I can't. That I cannot do.
Why?
Because I can't be your friend and do that. I can't love you and do
then
that.
Tell me how to get it from your way.
I can't. Okay, I don't know any safe way for you to do that. So you've got to tell me your safe way.
I don't know.
Holly, please. You do know.
I don't know. Hunter, I can't. I'm not gonna do this all night.
So what? You're going to tell me your way if I got it for you. But now you're saying you don't have a way.
I told you.
And you're telling me that you don't trust me? I mean, how do I supposed to trust you? Were you going to make up something?
I told you I would.
What?
I told you I would call Lisa.
Holly, there's no way in hell you think that Lisa doesn't know that you've been in and out of rehab, all the struggle you're going through, and is going to get you cocaine. Holly.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? And why did you tell me you would? I mean,
I don't know if she's. I don't know if she would. I still think she would.
Why? Tell me.
Tell
me what. Here's what I'm asking you. The reason why I'm asking you to go through this is this to run the tape. Do you think that she wouldn't call your mom?
I don't want to run the tape right now.
No, I'm saying you don't. But okay, but you don't think she would call your sister? Who would call your mom? Who would call my dad?
I don't know.
Well, absolutely, 100% they would.
I don't know. Okay, then I can't talk to you.
Honey, what do you mean you can't talk to me? How is it that you're going to do it? Please tell me the real truth, because you don't think that...
Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class to have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits, only needed 123 credits.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 76th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School.
I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
And I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Joe Biden was victimized by the truth.
Bye-bye Biden. He may not know it yet, but I think this is going to be very difficult for him to recover.
Is Joe Biden dead meat, yes or no?
I think so.
Bob?
It's in terminal condition.
Terminal? Eleanor?
Yes, unless he comes in third in Iowa.
Morton?
Dying.
I say dead.
I'm not going to shut down the economy. I'm going to shut down the virus and build the economy. This is all within our power. We can build back better than before. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is. That's why it is what it is. The American people don't panic. Donald Trump panicked because he's doing nothing. He sold us short. That's what happened. He wasn't a loser. He wasn't a sucker. He was a patriot. He doesn't deserve to be commander-in-chief of the United States. No president has ever had that happen. Now we find Trump has secret bank accounts in China. I didn't make that up. What in the hell is he hiding? Where's this guy come from? Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. If I'm sitting there, you'll be sitting there with me. We know we're so much better than this. So much better. Well, what the hell does that say about my state school I went to? Donald Trump hasn't delivered on a damn thing he said he'd do. Donald Trump thinks health care is a privilege. I think it's a right. We're going to make sure you keep your prescriptions. All he's ended up doing is open the doors to big banks in China for American banks to be able to do business in China. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure, isolate, and punish China. Look, we're going to move in a position that we can change a lot. We're going to get rid of the $40 billion fossil fuel subsidies, and we're going to invest it in clean energy and carbon capture. That allows us to send every single person qualified to community college free. You'll be seen and you're heard and respected by me. I was reminded of that earlier this month. There's not a damn thing America can't do when we decide to do it together.
Нет, you again. You again. Idiot. Нет.
Do you want peace or you want a piece of me? I've got gas, you see. Don't play games with me. You want my gas? Well, you can kiss my ass. When I play chess, be quiet or eat my pussy riot. Of me, I got gas, you see. Don't play games with me. You want my gas? Well, you can kiss my ass. If you are a freak, suck my amor dick.
Needle, please.
A single norm, a single approach, a single entity of people, a single virtue, a single morality, a single frame of reference, a single philosophy of government. We must cut off all that is different, like a cancerous growth. It is essential in this society that we but that we conform to that norm. As incredible conformity, we must full statement.
If Trump were to return to the White House as president, and COVID is still a threat, or there's some other public health emergency, would you have confidence in his ability? Would you have confidence in his ability to deal with a pandemic of this nature? Would you want to stay on in your post?
Well, no, to the second question. The first question,
I think I knew the answer to it, but I had to ask you.
If you look at the history of what the response was during the administration, I think, at best you could say it wasn't optimal. And I think just history will speak for itself about that. I don't need to make any further comment on that, Jim. It's not productive.
You would not serve with Trump again, though. That's fair to say.
Right. Right, for sure.
Next one is in June, and it's very important that people be aware of this, and they write in, they speak, they become aware of this. But they're telling the world that they want at least 70% of people vaccinated against COVID everywhere. They want testing, they want therapeutics, they want vaccines, they want rushed vaccines, they want surveillance, they want a technocratic approach to global health. This is absolutely a threat to all national sovereignty, certainly to all of our constitutional rights. This is putting security over freedom. It's putting technocracy over democracy. It's putting global over local. It's putting these very vague terms, the right to health, instead of the right to be free of government interference, the right to privacy. So this is a very serious development, and COVID was kind of the runner-up, right? And it ties back to the advertisement you just had for Bobby Kennedy's book, The Real Anthony Fauci. Chapter 12 of that book is called Germ Games, and it's a really important chapter that shows us they've been doing these pandemic simulations about militarizing and monetizing pandemics since before 9/11. There was a dark winter exercise completely infiltrated by people from the CIA, but also global security establishments and global public health people. So there's been over 20 years of these simulation exercises culminating right before COVID with Event 201, which was Johns Hopkins, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the World Economic Forum. So people really need to understand that there is a very concerted effort to make the World Health Organization the center of a one world government, and they call it a One Health approach, which is about people, animals, and the environment.
More direct threat. Hillary Clinton. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there in a way that surprised you.
And so I think about this subject of our yellow school buses in that regard. Because think about it, yellow school buses are our nation's largest form of mass transit. How about that? Every day. So yes, and let's applaud because it gets them where they need to go.
All right, yeah. So how did I do?
Hello, it's Nancy. Thank you for giving me the privilege to represent our city and our San Francisco values in the Congress and amplifying the voice of the big dark money in politics. That is my why I am in Congress, for the big dark money. This is my story and this is my song. As you hear me say, when you're in the arena, you have to be able to punch the children. And that is why I am running for re-election to Congress and respectfully seek your support. I would be greatly honored by it and grateful for it. Thank you so much.
Pelosi is a sick woman. She's got a lot of problems, a lot of mental problems.
What is it?
We're dealing with people that have to get their act together for the good of the country. Okay, thank you very much.
A life that was turned upside down. We lost family members. We were kept apart. And we lost our love for life, our hope, our faith, and we shut down. Through the dark, we found some light. We made music, we cooked, we tried to laugh, but life was dark. We stood the test of time for our trail on this earth. We made it through and lived to tell this tale, but we lost good people through the loss of our president's historic chair. Our President Trump, with all his love for this nation, was told he cannot sit in that chair. We lost good people through this darkness. Yet we stood the time, and now we're heading for the opening of God's light, for every family to meet again, to greet again, to love again. We'll have a memory to share, but it will be with many tears. This life we live was turned upside down, but now I'm here to say that we will rise, for we are here now, and we're living the story of God's glory, a family of love, a family of truths. We may have lost loved ones, but we haven't lost our soul, our trust, our hope, our love, our blessings, our justice, our nation's gifted role, and our home, the land, the soil, the grounds of the American dream, land of the free, where our flag waves proudly, and her light, her torch, will never let us down again. God bless.
Censoring his tweets?
If Twitter is not fair to all, just shut it down as far as I'm concerned.
He's not my president. Hillary was supposed to win.
Listen to POTUS. He will lead us to freedom.
The Communications Decency Act says we can censor anything we want.
Fear not. Stand still and watch their heads explode.
Oh, it's a pillar of spicy tweets.
It's the wrath of Trump.
Quick, Jack, remind them, you're not a publisher.
You can't defeat our tech overlords.
This will be a big league day for social media fairness.
No, we'll ban you all.
With this executive order, I set my people free.
From